All right, welcome. In this explainer, we are going to deconstruct your KIN 470 capstone project. I know it can feel like this massive, overwhelming task, but we're going to break it down into a super clear, totally manageable plan. So, what is the secret, to running a truly successful and, more importantly, a safe fitness facility? It's really not just about having the fanciest equipment or the best trainers. The real magic? It's having a rock solid plan for everything that happens behind the scenes. And that's where this comes in. The key right here is a comprehensive operations manual. And guess what? That is exactly what you are about to create. Think of this thing as the professional playbook for any top-tier exercise science facility. Because really, that's what this is. It's the solution. It's what ensures safety, consistency, and excellence across the board. Okay, so let's dive into how we can turn this assignment from just, a requirement into a real-world professional tool that you can actually use. First things first. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of how to build this thing, let's talk about the why. Because this manual, it isn't just for a grade. It is literally the blueprint for a thriving professional facility. So what exactly is an operations manual? Well, think of it as the single source of truth for your entire facility. It guides every single decision, from something as simple as how you greet a new client at the door to something as critical as how you respond in a major emergency. Honestly, having a manual like this is the difference between a facility that runs like a well-oiled machine and one that's just kind of winging it and hoping for the best. Okay, so let's look at the actual blueprint for your manual. Now, I know what you're thinking. 12 required sections? That sounds like a lot. And it can be. But to make it way more manageable, let's group them into 3 core themes. So instead of seeing this as just a long, boring checklist, try to think of it as building 3 interconnected systems, right? First up, you've got everything related to client safety and experience. This is huge. This is where you detail things like your emergency action plan. And I'm not just talking about a sign that says call 911. I mean a step-by-step protocol for everything from a sprained ankle to a cardiac event, spelling out exactly who does what and when. Next, you have staff and operations. This is your internal game plan. And finally, you cover the physical stuff, the facility and systems. When you look at it this way, you can see how all these pieces fit together to create one seamless professional operation. All right, so you've got the blueprint. Now it's time for assembly. We've actually condensed the whole submission process into 5 clear, actionable steps. This is your roadmap to get from those rough drafts to a truly polished final document. And look, following these steps in order, that's a professional workflow right there. You start by taking all your previous assignments and, really importantly, the feedback you got on them, and you integrate it all. Then you add that professional polish. We're talking an executive summary, a table of contents, the whole shebang. After that, you do a full sweep for consistency. Does it all look and sound like one cohesive document? Then, one last quality check, and you're ready to package it all up for submission. Seriously, this is how big projects get managed in the real world. And this is so important. Professional presentation is not just about looks. It reflects the quality and seriousness of the content within. Don't just gloss over this. The way this document looks is a direct reflection of your own professional standards. A polished, well-organized manual tells a future employer that you are detail-oriented and you take your work seriously. It really matters. Okay, so creating the manual itself is a huge accomplishment. But reflecting on that process, that's where the deep learning really happens. This part isn't just an afterthought you tack on at the end. You could argue it's the most critical part of this entire project for your own personal and professional development. We're talking about the reflection essay. And to be clear, this is not just a summary of what you did. It's a completely separate, APA-formatted document where you really get to analyze your journey. What did you learn? How did you grow? And most importantly, how does all of this apply to the career you're about to step into? Now, as you look at the components, I want you to pay super close attention to the AI integration reflection. This is a big one. It's your chance to think critically about how technology is changing our industry right now. And here's a pro tip for you. Don't just list the AI tools you used, go deeper. Talk about the ethical implications. What are the limitations? Where do you see this tech going in the next 5 years? That level of insight, that's what shows you're not just a student, but a future leader in this field. And we're not done yet. The project doesn't actually end when you hit that submit button. The final step is the peer discussion. And it's pretty straightforward.
You'll attach your final manual to the discussion board, post a few open-ended questions for your classmates, and then you'll dive into at least 2 of their manuals and answer their questions. This whole step is about collaboration, which is absolutely key in any professional setting. By sharing your work and seeing what your peers have done, you're going to get new perspectives on your own manual, and maybe even find some awesome ideas you can use down the road. It's all about learning from each other.
Okay, let's zoom out for a second. The most important takeaway here is to see this project not as an ending, like, phew, final paper is done, but as a beginning. This is so much more than just a final paper.
Think about it. This isn't just an assignment. It's your professional calling card. It is tangible, physical proof of your ability to think like an administrator, a manager, and a leader in this field. I mean, you could literally walk into a job interview, put this manual on the table, and say, this is how I think, this is how I build safe, effective, and excellent systems. So that leaves us with one final question. What will your operations manual say about you as a professional? As you're putting the final touches on this thing, really think about that. This is your opportunity to show off your expertise, your attention to detail, and your vision for what a great facility looks like. This is your chance to set the standard that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your career.